Hello and welcome to this new corner of the internet. Some of you may know me from other places, but if you don't know me, my name is Jesse. I have another channel on YouTube. I have 4 other channels actually, but the main one is Jesse's Auditorium, and that is like a video game music centered thing. But anyways, that's not what we're here for. This is something that I've been inspired by from watching other TCG channels, and I was like, you know what, this would be a kind of a cool way to document or chronicle my journey of collecting, sort of master setting this Gyarados and Articuno set, and what better way to just make another channel and focus on that. In this video, I'm going to tell you my history with Pokemon, how we got here, and what to expect as far as content wise on this channel. It's going to be a mixture of short form content in tandem with the Instagram page, but also sort of mini long form stuff just for YouTube as well. But the main idea is very simple, is collect every Gyarados and Articuno card that I can. That includes even proxy card stuff that I find on Etsy. It doesn't matter as long as it's, you know, those two, and I'll explain why those two in a second. But I thought it was kind of funny when I was getting into this hobby that I thought I was just collecting 2 Pokemon, but it's actually 4, because Gyarados has the Shining Gyarados, which is the red version, and Articuno has the Galarian, which is the purple psychic version. So I'm technically collecting 4 different Pokemon. This channel will not focus on any sort of like card ripping. You're not going to see me chasing anything. That's just not my style. I buy singles and collect them through shows or online, and it's just going to focus on one card at a time, kind of documenting every card as I get them, and just kind of giving attention to a specific card in that moment. If you want to follow along the journey, I upload my collection to both Collector and Dex, which will be linked. They are updated like as soon as I get cards, so they'll be totally up to date, and also the Instagram page, so definitely check those out to follow the journey. And just my brief history of Pokemon and how we got to this point. It was kind of random in a way, because I wasn't expecting to get back into Pokemon. So long story short, in either 1998 or 1999, I got this exact Game Boy Color for Christmas with Pokemon Yellow. Yes, this thing has been played to death. I loved that game. That was my first RPG game. I spent so much time playing it. I tried to collect all of them, but back then, you know, you had to use a cable with another Game Boy to get them all, and I couldn't do that. But I love the idea of collecting, and just it was kind of fascinating because I was there at the initial craze. You know, I saw a handful of the Indigo League. I didn't get to watch it all, but that's actually kind of how we're circling back 30 years later. Long story short, I found out through the grapevine that on YouTube you can actually watch the Pokemon Indigo League for free. At least me recording this, you can watch the entire episodes for free. And I was like, you know what, let me go finish that, because I never saw every episode, including I think season 2. And I just started watching it, you know, kind of reliving my childhood. And from there I was like, yeah, okay. And conveniently enough, I started to get, you know, Instagram reel suggestions of like trade show content, vendor content, and people showing off their binders and stuff. And I'm like, that sounds kind of cool. And I just kept watching and watching, and here we are. So I pretty much decided that this is a newfound love, another hobby to add to my collection. But it's also coming at a really good time in my life, because I work full-time YouTube. I do this every day, all day. And it's nice to have something else to do besides just editing and, you know, doing that kind of stuff. I can actually, you know, go outside and socialize and go to these trade shows and, you know, touch grass basically. And like I said earlier, I do have the main channel where I listen to video game music for the first time. And throughout the past 4 or 5 years, I've been listening to, you know, Pokemon music from games I haven't played, because I stopped at Gen 1. At Yellow. I didn't play Gen 2, nothing past Gen 1. So all that world I don't know. I only know the original 151. And so I started hearing the music, and I was like, man, these songs have always been solid. I love Pokemon Yellow soundtrack. I still remember every song like the back of my hand. So it's cool that they kept that tradition this whole time, and now I can share that same hobby. I guess basically I'm saying is like it rekindled the flame, and it's just kind of convenient that it's 3 decades later that I got back into it. I didn't know that it was going to be 3 decades later because it's currently the 30th anniversary, but I couldn't have chosen a better time. As far as why I'm choosing Gyarados and Articuno, those two have just always been my favorite. They're both kind of like number one for me. Gyarados slightly has the edge, and that's just because of the old Chinese, proverb of the carp going against the stream, which I've always thought was a really nice idea. If you've never heard of it, basically, it's kind of a metaphor for life. Instead of going downstream like everyone else and following the grind, think of like a cubicle job or something. No offense if you have that. Going your own path and then ascending through the Dragon's Gate to become your best self. The story suggests that if you make it through that gate, you become this majestic beast and your best self, and that's what Gyarados is. So I've always thought it was kind of really cool how that was symbolic, and since I'm currently living that life of being a full-time content creator, I just, it relates to me super heavy. So something that I've always liked as a kid is now my life currently. And as far as Articuno, I just always thought he was a badass. It's an ice bird, It's as cool as it gets, and it has some of the coolest arts. I got very lucky. And the whole Galarian thing was a bonus because my favorite color is violet, and he's violet. So it all worked out. So thanks for listening to my mumbo jumbo, and welcome. I'm going to start the first episode soon with this card, which is the first card I ever got. We're going to go in depth with it, and we will just keep on going with it as the cards come along. Let me know your favorites. Do you have any binders? You just tell me whatever. So I'm still learning, by the way. That's kind of a important note. I'm not a complete expert. I've only been in this hobby again for a month. So I still need to learn all the rarities, what sets they come in. There's a lot has happened in 30 years. So we're learning together, and I can't wait. I have a lot of cool things planned for this channel. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the first episode soon. And make sure to follow the Instagram. I will be uploading there a lot, and can't wait to meet you all, Poke fans. Peace.